Hello and welcome to the Entrefluential Life podcast. I'm your host, John Tanner, and hopefully Sebastian, my co-host and son, will be joining us in a little while. He's up in Boston, and he said he was on his way to the gym and that he would be getting on board with us when he got situated over there. So we've got some exciting information to share with you today, some physical, mental, and spiritual wellness advice, as well as the Entrefluential tip of the day. And there he is. Welcome to the stage, Sebastian. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Did you get yourself situated at the gym?
I did. Is there can you hear the background noise too much or is it better?
Yeah, I can hear, but it's okay. You're coming in good.
All right, cool. Yeah, they have the music on. Sounds a little bit louder than it used to be, but
Yeah.
whatever.
You have your headphones on?
Yeah, I have my headphones on.
Okay, cool. Yeah. No, that's just the way it is, man. All right. So, do you have the the physical tip of the day ready?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'm gonna share the screen so that I can pull it up so that people can see as you illustrate. Because remember, we've got people that are listening to the podcast, so they won't see what we're showing. So you kind of got to walk them through it verbally. But I'll pull it up on the screen for the people who are watching the YouTube channel. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right, awesome. Then let's go ahead and present screen. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and do entire screen. I don't know if I can do that or just Chrome tab. I'll do entire screen. Share. Oh, here we go. And there it is.
There we go.
So go here. All right. You can see the Batman workout, yeah?
Oh yeah, that looks awesome.
I thought it was so cool.
Nice.
And by the way, just so you know, I've got a whole bunch of these, man. So I think we're good for like 2 months of superhero workouts.
That's awesome. I love it.
Right?
I
Me
love
too.
the Batman thing.
I thought I'd start with your favorite.
Oh, that's the best way to start. That is my favorite.
Absolutely,
that
man.
is my favorite.
Woo-hoo. All right.
All right. Should I get into it?
Yeah. Go
Okay.
Fire away when you're ready.
All right. Just want to make sure you can hear me good before I get into it. All right. So as you guys can see on the screen, we have a Batman themed workout. It's another, basically kind of like a different set, multiple sets of different exercises that you guys can do. It looks like we have 10 reps each for 10 sets, up to 3 minutes rest in between the sets. So you're going to do 1 through 9. That's one set. And then take up to 3 minutes of a rest if you need to. The shorter rest time that you need, the better. I mean, like the more you get into these different types of workouts, it's going to just be less of a rest time in between because your conditioning and your body's going to get a lot better. So take up to that 3 minutes. If you feel like you're ready to go in less than 3, then go ahead. The first one is squats. It's just all body weight calisthenic movements, 10 reps of squats. The next one that we have is push-ups. Followed by that, you're going to do mountain climbers. Then we have tricep dips. Then we have, with the tricep dips, I would say, on the image, it looks like he's doing it on a bar. I would say if you don't have access to something like that, then if you have like a little weight bench, exactly, or even a chair if you have to.
Yeah.
Even if you have to use your couch, for example, you can do that as well. Whatever you have
I've
access
done
to.
tricep dips in the bathroom with a shower with a tub, with the bathtub.
Exactly. Yep.
And I've done them on park benches, jogging outside. I love that.
Yes. So
I do my push-ups, like elevated incline push-up against the bench, and then I turn around and do the tricep dips on the bench.
I remember we used to do that when we would go for the runs when we were
In
living in
Homestead, do
Miami.
you remember that? That was awesome. With
Yup.
Ethan.
Oh yeah, in Homestead too. That's right. Yep.
Yep,
Yeah,
that
that
was
was
awesome,
fun.
man.
Yeah, it's a great extra element to the workout too, rather than just running continuously. Like you can stop whenever you get to those benches and bang out the push-ups, do the dips, um, even do sit-ups while you're over there too. So that
Yep,
was a lot of fun when we used to do that. I used to have a great time.
me too, man. I miss those days.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do it again sometime soon.
Absolutely.
So the next exercise is cross punch sit-ups. So you're gonna do your sit-up. I guess you're doing a cross punch. So if you're starting, use your right hand. You're gonna
Uh-huh.
punch. You're gonna do a cross towards your left knee, and
Oh
then when you
yeah,
punch
so
with
you
your
work
left
on your
hand,
lats, your like the sides of your rib cage,
I think yeah.
your love
God, what's it
handles,
called? It's your obliques. I think yeah, like working the
your
love
obliques,
handles. I think that's
love
called the
handles.
obliques.
Yeah.
Like that twisting motion. It's kind of like a Russian twist in a way when you
So
think
you take
about
your
it.
right arm and you punch to the left, and then you
Yep,
go straight in the middle, and then you punch to the right. You take your left arm and punch to the right
exactly. Yep. So
while you're
you
doing your
do the
sit
sit
up.
up and then you cross.
Yeah. So you're twisting to the
So
left, you're going straight up, and then you twist to the right.
yep,
So I
I
do
love it.
that, but so
Yeah.
like what I do is I put my hands on my chest with my shoulders out, and I twist
Yeah.
and I use my right elbow to touch my left knee when I'm doing my sit-ups.
Oh, nice.
Right? Then I go back to the
Yeah.
middle, and then I do the opposite side. So I take my left elbow and I touch it to my right knee. Then back to the middle again, and I keep repeating that. So it's three. It's like a set of three. What like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's
But I
great.
should be
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. But I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 50. So I do 30
Wow.
regular sit-ups and 20 of those.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
love it.
Every day. I do it every day.
That's amazing. I love it. I'm gonna try it like that next time I do
Absolutely.
sit-ups. All right. So the next one that we're gonna have is number six of exercise number six out of the nine, and this one's jumping lunges. So you're gonna do a lunge, and then you're jumping into the air, just like the little pictures are demonstrating for you. Exactly same thing, except I think what they want you to do is to switch your legs every time you do a lunge. So if you have your right foot forward, your left foot's towards the back, you're gonna jump, and I think in the air you switch. I'm not sure if they just want you to do it. You can do it like where you keep your feet in the same position and you jump and go down, and then perhaps for the next set of the workout routine of the nine exercises, then maybe you can switch it. Um,
I think
I'm,
he's switching in the air because when you see him on the left side of the picture, he's got his right leg
oh, you're right. Yep.
in a bend,
And then
right,
they're
with his left knee
switched.
on the ground. And then in the picture in
Yes,
the air, his left foot comes forward.
that's right. So they do want you to switch. So yeah,
So switch in the
that's
air, like doing
exactly
a
how they want
scissor. It's
it.
like you're jumping, you're doing a
Exactly.
scissor at the same time.
Exactly. That one is intense. I used to
Yeah.
do those when my mother was training with plyometrics, and those are intense for sure. The next one that we have is also another intense one. Number seven, exercise seven,
Oh
is
man,
side plank crunches.
side plank crunches. That
Yeah,
sounds brutal. It,
that's like it's like working those stabilizer muscles in your core that's not worked quite so
ever.
often. So
So that you like
exactly.
sneeze really bad.
Exactly. So that one, God,
Oh,
that one's intense.
no, it's
Those are intense.
brutal.
Even just holding the position, like in the side plank, even just holding
Side
that
plank, yeah.
position itself is difficult
Oh,
to do. So
that's tough.
that one's going to be intense.
Dude,
You're
all
doing
of these
10 reps of
calisthenic
those.
exercises are insane, man.
Yeah, they're amazing too. They're
Yeah.
amazing for you. I love
The
these
leg raises
calisthenic
looks awesome.
exercises.
I need to start doing these, man.
I'm going to start doing that as part of
I
my
did
cardio
planks
days as
today.
well. Nice.
Yeah, I did. Well, so I hold myself for 30 seconds in a plank, and then I lift my knees up, and I do 30 of those, like switching legs, pulling my knees up to my chest, like, and then
Yeah.
stick back to this plank
Oh,
position.
yeah.
So, it's about a little bit over a minute because, like, when you're counting
Those are
out 30
brutal.
seconds, it's a little longer than 30 seconds, but it's a minute. So 30 just a straight plank, and then 30 knee bends. Yeah, man. I did 3 sets of those while I'm doing my row and my lats rotate.
Wow.
Yeah, three different.
Yeah,
So
that's
three
intense.
exercises. I do the 10 reps of the lats in 3 different positions,
Yep.
and then the row is just 3 sets of 10 rows. So I do lat,
Yep.
row, plank, lat, row, plank, lat, row, plank, and then 50 sit-ups.
That's great. I
Yep,
love it.
and that's after half an hour of doing incline cardio. Just at a
Oh
walk,
yeah.
at a brisk walk, 5, 10, 15, 10, 5, 0 for 30 minutes.
Nice.
10 minutes at
Yeah.
5 minutes at each interval.
Yep. Those that when like you don't even have to be walking so fast when you have the such a high incline. It's
Yeah.
very intense.
Oh man,
It's
especially when you get to
very
level
intense.
15. That's the top of the line,
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, that's
Your
a good.
calves are burning.
And I take long strides on those so that it's like you're climbing uphill, so that
Yep.
you can
Like
work
hiking.
your gluteus maximus.
You're
You gotta
working
work your
that.
gluteus maximus off.
Yeah, you're like exactly. You're gonna feel it there. You're gonna feel it in your hamstrings and your quads. Like it burns the entire leg. Like that lower body is, it's brutal for that.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I love doing the incline. I'm about to put my treadmill on incline too, because I'm being lazy. I haven't even thought of it yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it at 5 for now, and then increase it in a couple minutes here. But
Do it.
exercise, yeah, I got it to 5%, so I'll keep
Do
gradually increasing it.
yeah.
Um,
Feel the
exercise
burn,
number 8
baby.
on our list, huh?
I said,
Feel the
feel the
burn.
burn, baby.
Oh, I am going to. I'm going to. um, exercise 8 on our list is leg raises. That one's pretty self-explanatory. You can see the demonstration by
Yeah,
the
for the people who are not
pictures.
able to see the picture though, like what is the guy doing?
Essentially, you have your hands right under your butt, so you can
You
have like,
lay on your back.
yeah, you're laying on your back. Your legs are straight out, so you are raising your legs. I want to say about 6 inches into the air, or a foot into the air, or a little bit more.
Yeah,
Um, you want to have your legs raised the entire time that you're doing it. So when you
yeah.
bring your legs up, you want to bring them up kind
Six
of
inches
high,
off the ground.
and then I would say like that's about where they need to stay when you come down.
Yeah, six
So
inches off the ground when you go down, and then when you go up, how high do you go up?
I would
L
say
shape,
like
or keep it slanted a little bit lower than the L shape.
I would say less than an L shape. Yeah, you don't
Less
want
than
to
an
be in
L.
a complete L because then you're doing. I mean, that's also a good like. No, when I do leg raises, I do it like that. So that's
Yeah.
how I do it. I do
Okay.
it. I end up like in the L shape.
Okay.
But you can also do it to where you keep them 6 inches off the ground, and then
And
you
maybe
bring
take
it
them
up
up
to the
two
point
feet.
where, yeah, around there, yeah, like around 2 feet, a little bit less to where you're at the point of the L shape. That's the
Okay.
demonstration that they have shown here. So
Oh
you can
yeah.
either do it like that, a little bit less than where your body is in the L shape position, or
Yep.
you can do it to an L.
Yep.
So either way, just don't put your feet back on the ground till you're done. That's
Okay.
where you're
And
really gonna feel the burn.
you're gonna feel the burn, all right, for sure. You're gonna feel the damn burn. I
Oh,
remember doing those in the
absolutely.
military. It is not fun.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Those are like one of the ones that I feel the most out
Oh
of all
yeah.
of the ab exercises.
Oh
And
yeah.
then,
That gets you to shape.
oh yeah. And then our
Hoorah!
hoorah. Our last exercise on the list, the ninth one, is going to be bicycle crunches. So essentially, you keep one leg straight, the other leg, you're bringing it in like a crunch. You're bringing your knee close to your chest, and you're twisting. You have your elbows, you put your hands behind your head, and you have your elbows out wide. So if I'm bringing my left knee forward and I'm keeping my right knee straight, then my goal is to tap my left knee with my right elbow. And if you can't tap it, you want to be, you want to have them as close to each other as possible. And
Okay.
then you bring that left knee down, you keep it straight, you keep that left leg straight, you bring your right leg up, so your knees coming towards your chest, and same thing, but vice versa. I want to get as close to touching my right knee as possible with my left elbow.
Got it.
And then you do it once you first start. If you've never done it before, it'll feel a little bit weird. After a couple tries, then it feels a lot more comfortable. You get used to it, and you want to just increase the speed at which you're doing it. But I wouldn't say to increase it too much to the point where you're losing the feeling of the burn. Even if you do it super fast, obviously it's still effective. But I think when you do it kind of fast, but not too fast, you find a good medium in between. That's when you really feel a burn on another level. And when you keep it at that pace of not going too fast, it's actually much harder than it is for you to do it at a faster pace. So what I like to do is they basically have it set it up in a way that I like doing it, which is doing those leg raises first and then the bicycle crunches. You're going to be feeling the burn on the area of your lower arms in a like that burn after I do leg raises by my 12th or 13th rep, my stomach's on fire. And then after like once I start doing the bicycle crunches, it gets really hard for me to complete them. I try to do about 20 of them, and just like once I get to 10, I'm on fire. Like it hurts on a different level. And then you also have to remember that that burn is a good feeling because it means that you're doing something. So I've had like workouts where I was doing an ab day with Michaela, and I was doing my little circuit that I do. I did the leg raises. My stomach was on fire. I started doing the bicycle crunches, but I wouldn't go so intensive. It would kind of start hurting, and then I would stop instead of continuing to going. And it's
Yeah.
going to be really intense. It's going to be extremely hard for you to keep going once you start feeling that burn in your lower abs. But if you stop there, you're really not going to get as good of a workout as if you try to push yourself another 5 to 10 reps after you start to feel it burn at a really high level. And then the more reps you can do once it starts burning, that's really where you're making progress. Because I had days where I didn't feel the burn too much, and then I didn't feel sore the next day afterwards. And so that's kind of how I judge how good I did that workout is, do I feel sore the next day? If I don't, that means, okay, I'm kind of getting used to what I'm doing right now. I need to take it up another notch, and I'm not taking it to that next level. And so I just
So
think
yeah,
like,
basically you just got to go with what feels comfortable. I mean, you want to push yourself a little bit, but not too hard because then you'll be sore for days and you won't want to do it again. So like, since
exactly,
10 sets is a lot. Like that's what you want to work up to, not where you want to start with. So if you
that's
can start with
exactly,
3 sets, you're doing
yes,
great. But if you need to lower it to
exactly,
like 1 or 2, that's okay too, right?
absolutely. Like
If
you
it's your
just gotta
first time
start.
working out, like 1 set is good enough. Yeah.
It probably will be. It all depends. Everyone's a little bit different, but like for
Yeah.
me, when I don't train abs for a while, and then I want to start training them again,
Yeah.
one set of this
Yeah.
is probably going to be enough for me. I might make it to two. I don't know about three.
Yeah.
After I've
But
done it
definitely
that
not
first
10,
day,
right?
not a chance. No, I'm not
Me
even.
neither, man.
I don't need to lie. Like I would
Yeah.
not. Like my stomach would be on fire trying to do a whole 10 sets of that. Even with
Right?
those rests in between, it gets to a point where it starts burning crazy. But that's why I like doing the circuits because when I do it the first time, it's difficult to get through the first set. And then after I continuously do it, then that second set starts getting easier. The third set, fourth set, fifth set, and then so on. You get more used to it. So I would say one, if you've never done it before, one set's going to be enough for you. Um, And if you're able to go to two, go to two. And
Yeah.
then you can kind of see how your recovery is. I remember I had this circuit that was like similar to the other ones that we've been showing them, which is like level one, two, and three. Level one is like 3 sets, level two is 5 sets, level three is 7 sets, for example. And
Okay.
so for me, the first time that I started training abs again with her, which I got to get back into it again, we're taking a break, but getting to the third set, I didn't even make it there by the time that she was done with her workout. So I got to the second set and she was already done, so it's time to go. So once like a week had passed, I was getting through level 1 pretty efficiently. So it just depends. Like it takes time, but that's one thing that I like about it when they have the different modes of the different levels of how many sets you're doing for that circuit is like you can see the progress that you're making. You might not feel it. It's not going to happen right away anyhow. It's going to take time, and that's tough to deal with mentally
Yeah.
because
So
you want
start
everything
with
really
level
quick.
1 and try to get to 3 sets, period, for the beginning.
Exactly. And then when you get to that third set, that's when you really feel the motivation for continuing coming and doing that workout
Yep.
because now you've gotten to the point where your conditioning is good enough to do the 3 sets. And that feels amazing. And then once you push it to level 2, level 3, it just takes time. But the point is, when you're able to complete that goal of however many sets you want to do, you get a big confidence boost. And it's also like you just completed something. Like it's like a reward. It's like, oh wow, like I was actually able to do that. And it's like over time, the time it takes to get into that condition, it takes a while. So you gotta be patient. But once you get there, it feels amazing because then you feel a sense of accomplishment. You feel proud of yourself. Like, wow, now I'm able to do that. When I first started, I couldn't do more than 1 set.
Yep.
So it really helps to see where you came from when you
Yeah.
started the journey of doing that type of exercises.
Yeah. You can give yourself a reward as you hit each interval, each phase. Give yourself some kind of
Yeah,
a reward so that you have that positive affirmation in your mind so that you can continue to do these things more frequently. The more you reward yourself for doing these hard efforts, the more you're going to continue to do these things that are beneficial for you. All right,
yeah,
so I
that's
just want to
right.
give a shout out to the person who created this. I don't know this person, but I found this on Pinterest and it was created by Nyla Ray. I think that's how you pronounce Nyla Ray.com. So if you like this, you can go check her out and see what else she has. So thank you for that, for sharing it with us on Pinterest.
Yes, thank you.
And then you want to go ahead and read the mental tip of the day, Sebastian?
Yeah, the mental tip is reset, refocus, readjust, restart as many times as you need to. Just never give up. So I love this a lot. I think
Me
it's
too, man.
important to keep that part, keep that in check with your mindset. You can restart the progress, the goals, restart going to the gym, whatever it is,
Over and
as
over
much
again.
as you need to,
Yeah,
over and
throughout
over,
life,
as
man. I
long
can
as you
tell
don't
you,
give up.
like, you just have to keep doing this. Like that has to become your lifestyle.
Exactly.
Yep. I'm the kind of person that needs to reset every now and then. I'm the kind of person that needs to
Absolutely.
refocus, right? I need to get refocused every now and then because
Yes.
I lose my I get distracted, right? So
Yes.
refocus. And
Absolutely.
sometimes I need to readjust because what I'm doing ain't working, right?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And then sometimes you stop and now it's time to restart,
Yes, exactly.
right? And so just rinse and repeat.
That's right.
So I don't know who created this, but it was on Pinterest. So whoever put this on Pinterest, I should have paid attention to whoever uploaded it, but I didn't pay attention to that. So and they don't have their name on the it's like that let that be a tip to you entrepreneurs out there. Like if you create content like this is a content creator, right? You're creating content, put your name on it
Yep.
so that you can get credit for it. Because if people are sharing it like we are, like we do every episode, you're gonna get credit for that. And so like as our viewers grow, then you get more views. So put your
That's
name out
right.
there because it's free advertising for you.
Because then they're gonna want to come and check out the other stuff that you're publishing, you're posting, you're creating.
Yeah, man. The whole point of it is to drive traffic to your website where your content is housed, or multiple sites,
Exactly.
whatever that is, whatever that looks like.
That's right. That's 100% right.
All right. So now we're gonna do the physical, mental, physical, mental, spiritual tip of the day. So I'm gonna read. Is that cool? I'm gonna go ahead and
All
read
right.
from
Yeah, of course.
from Living the 66 Books of the Bible by Dr. David Jeremiah. We're reading from Zechariah. And so what we do every episode is we have just this summary. These are the summaries of all 66 books of the Bible, Old and New Testament. And this one here is, let's see, one very short. It's just 1.5 pages. So 1.5 page summary, very short. I'm going to go ahead and read that for you. It's a very pretty book, by the way. All right, so here we go. Here's a summary of Zechariah. Reading Zechariah is good practice for reading the book of Revelation. Both books are full of strange images and apocalyptic language, pointing to the last days. Zechariah and Haggai preached side by side as they encouraged the Jewish exiles to finish their work rebuilding the temple. But their messages were different. Haggai spoke in practical terms. Zechariah spoke in visionary language. He anticipated the day when the coming Messiah would inhabit his temple in Jerusalem and reign over all the earth. His details in chapters 11 through 14 about the coming of Christ give us prophetic information found nowhere else in Scripture. Perhaps the most helpful of Zechariah's teachings involves the small nature of the Second Temple. Solomon's temple had been the greatest building on earth, a massive edifice for the glory of God. The Babylonians had destroyed it. When the remnant returned and began rebuilding it, it seemed so small and insignificant that many of them wept. Ezra 3:12. Zechariah told them not to underestimate the day of small things. Zechariah 4:10. There was a typographical error. It says not do underestimate, but I think they meant to say not to underestimate. Okay, my apologies. This is me being an English teacher making an edit. All right, unknown to them, their temple would be expanded by Herod the Great and would become a place of ministry for the Messiah. It was here Jesus was dedicated as a child. Here he came at age 12. Here he came as a wise rabbi to teach the masses. They were doing their work for Christ. Little is great when God is in it, and we must never think of our work as insignificant, however it appears to men. Despise not the day of small things. All right, your turn, Sebastian, with the keys. Sebastian?
All right, let me see the keys. Our key theme is to never be key challenge. Do something small for Christ today. A key verse, for who has despised the day of small things? For these 7 rejoice to see the plumb line in the hand of Zerubbabel. Is that how you say it? Zerubbabel?
You're reading the key verse?
Yes, the key verse.
Yeah, that's Zerubbabel.
Okay, Zerubbabel. Zerubbabel. They are the eyes of the Lord, which scan to and fro throughout the whole earth. Zechariah 4:10. The key prayer is, Heavenly Father, thank you for how you use the smallest events and the weakest people to bring glory to your name.
Did you do the key theme?
Yeah, I can do it again. I'm not sure if you're able to hear. I'm in a different part of the gym right now.
Yeah, we didn't hear you with the key theme and
here.
the key challenge.
Okay, so key theme is to never be discouraged when the work seems small or slow, which, God, I know how that feels. That's incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
So never.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. That's like tougher to go through, especially with like when you talk about work in reference to the way that you're making your income, your actual work, your job. It's very hard to not be discouraged when the work seems small or slow. For God's Spirit uses little events and unknown people in powerful ways. So that's very important, man. That's very powerful. That message right there.
Yeah,
He uses
definitely
the little
important to
events.
that perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. It puts things into perspective a lot because you don't know You might be having to wait when the work is slow. The work seems small, and you start having doubts, but you don't know what he's doing behind the scenes. And I think
That's
that's
it.
very important.
That's that. You just hit the nail on the head because we have doubts. We have doubts about everything. I mean, it just happens all the time,
Yes, in
right?
general.
And so you have to remind yourself, even the little things are beneficial when they're blessed by God. And we know that all things work in favor of those who believe in Him. So you have to know that every little thing that you do is working towards the greater good, and that you're going to benefit from it as
Exactly.
well as other people. So it's always good
Amen.
to remind ourselves. We have to remind ourselves of that.
Exactly. That's the most challenging part, but you don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Well, and
So
that's why it's important to be around other Christians that have the same mindset too, because we need other people to
absolutely,
remind us of
man.
these things. And so the more people you have that know this content, because I think about all the people in the world that don't know this content.
Exactly.
So you need people who know it so they can remind you of it.
Yeah, because sometimes you need a reminder yourself. It doesn't matter, like, you can be strong in faith, but everybody goes through their challenges, and you might hit a different challenge where you're like, oh man, like now this is really tough for me to go through versus the last thing I went through. So by having like
100%.
the people that are on the same mindset, that
Yeah.
follow the same word, they're going to be able to give you that words of encouragement when sometimes like it doesn't matter who it is, sometimes you need it. Like you might be the one that's encouraging everybody, but sometimes you need a little bit of encouragement yourself.
Every one of us does.
Everyone,
Yep.
everyone.
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
I love this message. The key challenge is to do something small for Christ today and ask Him to bless it.
I love that.
And there could be many different things, but it's do something small. It's not asking you to go and give up the biggest thing in your life or to give up something important or whatever it is. Like do something small and you ask Him to bless it, whatever it is that you're doing. Um, it could be even something for somebody else, but you're doing it for Him at the end of the day. Like you're doing it to show Him, like okay, I can do something that's selfless. Whether like you can give some money to a homeless person or you can give them food. I like to give them food. I don't really like giving them money because I hate to say it, but most of them are typically addicted to drugs, and
Yep.
that's why they're still in that situation. So I
Yep.
don't give them money. I
Yep.
give them food. I'm like,
Yep.
okay, I'll go and
That's
buy you
great,
lunch.
man.
I don't mind doing that. Like, I'll
Absolutely.
be happy to get you lunch. I can get you some Gatorades, whatever it is, but I'm not going to give you money to worsen your situation. You
Yep.
know, I'm only going to get you something that can help you, and you got to eat.
They got to
So,
eat 100%, man. I love that. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right,
yeah, man,
cool.
something like
Awesome.
that, something small, you know.
Very cool. No, no, any little thing like that. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it makes a big impact. It makes a huge difference. So that's a great
Absolutely.
way to do it, Sebastian. Is just provide food for them. Even if you stop somewhere and buy an extra, value meal or something for them, that's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. Little things, the little things, even prayer. Like I pray all day long for people. And I think that if you pray, like if you just are in a constant state of prayer, even those little things, those little prayers make a big difference because they bring awareness to
Yes, they
God
do.
already knows, but you bring extra awareness for the people who need those blessings.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. All right. So that wraps up the spiritual tip of the day, and it's time for me
That's
to
right.
move into the entrefluential tip of the day, which is business building skills. So
All
I'm going to go
right.
back to the presentation. All right, so that we can see what's going on here. So this is from the Entrefluential Network Marketing Business Building Bootcamp, and now I'm moving on to module 4.
Nice.
Yeah, and in module 4, you can see the screen there. So for those of you who can't see because you're listening to the podcast and you're not watching the show, module 4, the Entrefluential Network Marketing Business Bootcamp. So I just have some PowerPoint slides, and I'm going to read out what the slides say. This is part 1 of module 4, which talks about CRM systems. So this whole theme, the whole network marketing business bootcamp, the whole theme of it is like kind of militaristic style. And so for module 4 systems training, this is like basic training for business owners. This one's called reconnaissance systems training. So like reconnaissance, you're doing your research on, you know, whoever you're targeting, right? So
Yep.
for us, we're targeting clients. Yeah. So, and specifically for network marketing, you're really targeting people that you can go after to bring into your organization who will become salespeople for your organization, right? That's really what network marketing is about, is building up your downstream, your pipeline. And
Exactly.
so the big picture of now this boot camp is bring people in to be their mentor, right? You be their coach, you're their business coach, and you show them how to amplify their message. You show them how to have the basically the big four quadrants of a business. You really have to have the four quadrants of a business. Functional, which is sales, operations. Those are the two big ones, sales and operations. But you need to have accounting in check as well. That's one of the four pillars, I would say. And I can't think of what the fourth one is, but those three are very important: sales, marketing, operations. I'll get back to you on the fourth one, but anyway, having the basic fundamentals down. I mean, things like even legal is very important. Technology is very important as well, and so like when you have those standard operating systems down, what's important is the most important thing is making sales, because if you don't have sales in your business, you're dead in the water, right? And so as you're getting to know your audience, the people that you're bringing into your pipeline, and specifically here we're talking about building your pipeline of sales agents that are going to help you build your business. When you start giving them information about how they can set up and run their small business or their solo practitioner, if they're solo practitioners, then they can utilize that information as well in network marketing so that they can do the same thing and build a downstream. And this is just one pillar of income, because we teach the 10 pillars of Entrefluential success. Actually, it's kind of growing to like 12, Sebastian. We need to have a conversation about that. But it's like not 10 anymore. It's like 12, because like network marketing
seriously.
is like number 11.
Yep.
And now I'm like, well, we need to do content creation as well. So that should be a pillar.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So
it's all part of it.
So in this module, this whole section, there's the four that you see on the screen: CRM software, social media platforms, email marketing software, e-commerce platforms. Then we move into the details, right? So a CRM system, it helps you manage and track your customers. So you're doing reconnaissance on your customers. You want to know what they're interested in so that you can present the information that they need. Or it could be so like they could compartmentalize themselves. So like think about if your audience is a business owner, which this is who we're targeting. The business owner might be a beginner. They might be at the intermediate stage where they're growing their business that's actually highly functional and they're making profits, but they need to scale up to the next level to go from an entrepreneurial endeavor to an enterprise system. And that would be like the advanced level. And the difference between an entrepreneurial system and an enterprise system is an entrepreneur may be a very small organization where you're running out of one location. Maybe you have 2 or 3 locations. But when you start thinking about enterprise, this is when you're scaling up big time. You may be dominating a state. Like let's say if I open up 10 real estate brokerages in the state of Florida, that's an enterprise level system. Now I'm across the whole state. Or I can even go bigger and go nationwide, and I can have operations throughout the whole country, all of America. And then another higher level enterprise system will be international, taking your business and going to other countries. And as a business owner, that might be your goal. It might not be your goal. As you build your company up, you might want to turn around and sell it at some point, and then whatever organization finds value in it could buy it, so they could do that and take it to the next level. So it really all depends on what your goals are, and there's no wrong answer with that. You might be very happy with an entrepreneurial endeavor, one person shop, or you might be very aspirational and have these big goals of going international. So regardless of whether you're going to stay as an entrepreneurial endeavor or move up to the enterprise level, you need a CRM system in order to track your clients and what's going on in their lives and how you can serve them best. Right?
Exactly.
If you're serving at the clients at the beginning level, intermediate level, advanced level, you can tag them. And then also you have a sales funnel. So like, let's say that your sales funnel starts with, I'm going to give this client a lead magnet, which could be a downloadable PDF that leads to a course, that leads to another higher level course, that leads to a whole system of classes to do their business. Or it could be other things like, it could be like products and services. So maybe you offer a course on personal fitness training and nutrition. You kind of build them together. And in the course, you might cover the basics and of both, of fitness exercises like what we were doing today. And then you can also give them some nutritional advice and meal prepping. That could be part of your course, meal prepping, because they both work hand in hand. You have to have diet and exercise. If you're not doing both, you're doing a disservice to yourself, and you're basically you're stagnating your growth. Would you agree, Sebastian?
100%. I mean, you gotta have both. I mean, there's no point of doing it without both of them, unless it's just like something kind of like. In my brain, it just makes absolutely no sense. And so I've operated like that way for several years. Is like, to think about that is pretty shocking. It's like, wow, I just wasted so much time and effort and energy that I could have used properly, or use it for something else like that would have benefited me more, because it's like it was no benefit at all. So
you need both of them.
you need both of
Be
them.
consistent with it over time. So, all right. So
exactly.
So the CRM system, bottom line is the CRM system is going to help you track the content that you're distributing to your clients, so that you give them that information, the beginner level information, and then in your sales ladder, you can track what's the next step for them. Like, let's just look at it at like the alphabets, right? You start them at level A with the first course that they watch. Then maybe level B is going to be some one-on-one training, or maybe some small group coaching training with them that you can do over Zoom or Google Meet, for instance. Or it could be physical in-person activities if it's a client that you're serving locally. So this is just giving you an example of how you can track in your CRM where they're at, what's their next step, and let them know by giving them constant contact to keep them in the loop, right? So that you guys are on the same page. So the CRM system helps you to track what your interactions are. And if they're just entering your sphere of influence for the first time, I like to think of it as like, you start off, I'm going to use this little thing here as an example. You start off with a big circle, and then as they get to know who you are and they start to like you, they start moving into the inner circle until they get to the really close to you. And when they become your personal friend, they're like in the middle, like a bullseye. They're hitting the target right in the middle. That's your inner circle. So you have your inner circle, you have your medium circle, which is like you guys are doing business together. And the outer circle is they're just getting to know who you are. So having the CRM system helps you track who's in the outer circle, who's in the middle circle, who's on the inner circle. Okay, so let me skip this briefing. The video, I have a video briefing here, but I'm going to skip that and just read it to you. In today's competitive business landscape, maintaining strong relationships with customers is essential for success. This is where CRM systems, customer relationship management software, is a powerful tool that helps your business manage and nurture their customer relationships. In this guide, we explore how to use CRM software effectively to streamline your processes and drive growth. By the way, if you want to access this class, Network Marketing, just go to johnwtanner.com/courses, and you have access to all the links to all of these different types of courses. So basically what we're going to cover real quick, I'm going to try to move a little bit faster because we're getting short on time. We're already at 44 minutes, and we try to keep this at an hour podcast, is that I'm going to show you 5 protocols, which are rules. Protocols are rules that you create, and 10 action steps to take. So here we go. All right, but before we start, here's a preface, right? The CRM system, what does it do? It's designed to, one, centralize customer data. What does that mean? Centralize means to bring everything together in one location. So you bring everything, all your customer data, into one location. That's your CRM system. And hopefully you use a cloud software program that you can access from anywhere on any computer. You just log in, put your ID and password, and you can access that information anywhere in the world that you have internet access, a connection to your site. So software. Number two, automate tasks. So there are systems, CRM systems out there. One of the ones that I use allows you to send automated emails. So if you subscribe and buy my one create an online course in a day class, you buy the book for $7. It's a 106-page book. You get instant access for free to the videos that I'm creating. I already created session 1 on Saturday, and this coming Saturday I'll create session 2, and it's a 6 series, so 6 weeks, 6 sessions. It's automated. So like when you buy the $7 book, you get the video automatically. It sends an email to the client. So you want to look for automated tasks inside of the CRM that you get. Number 3, you want the ability to segment. That means compartmentalize. Is this a beginning business owner, or is this an advanced, or is this an intermediate in the middle? So you can compartmentalize. Think about it like 3 buckets. Like this, for instance, I'm going to put some of these customers in bucket number 1. I'm going to put some of my other customers, like this is the beginner level. This is bucket number 2 for my intermediate level. And then let's just say you have a third one, bucket number 3 for your advanced level clients. Okay. And then the next thing that you want to be able to do, okay, so targeting customers is you can put a label on what type of customers you're dealing with. So like if I'm running multiple businesses, which I do, if I'm dealing with law clients, then I would put a label for law clients. If I'm dealing with real estate clients, I'm going to put a label for real estate clients. If I'm dealing with the Entrefluential Life clients, I'm going to put that label TEL for the Entrefluential Life. Just to give you an example of how you compartmentalize by names, right? By targeting your customers by what segment are they from? What type of client are they? Segment, again, beginning, intermediate, advanced, and then target. What's your target audience? Is this for business 1, business 2, or business 3, right? And then number 4 is you want to track your interactions. The CRM system, you want to be able to track the things that you do, the action steps that your clients take with you. You should be able to have a notation so you can put that information in there. Like just a notes section is very simple, and that way you can track the interactions that's going on. And then the 5th benefit is it will help you improve collaboration. So if you have the ability to connect with other people that are inside of your organization, and you can see what's going on with their pipeline, let's say their pipeline, for instance, that's better for you because you can collaborate better with teams, right? Let's say you have teams, and then you can run reports and provide information to your teams on how well they're performing, or if they're underperforming, you can speak to those causes and effects for those activities. All right, so protocol number 1 is centralize your customer data. You need a CRM software program that will help you centralize all of the customer information, including contact details. What's their name, phone number, email address, website address. It's valuable to have their purchase history so you can see what kind of things that they buy so that you can offer those types of products or service or ancillary products and services that match their purchase history. You want to also, as I've said already, you want to track the communication history so you know what has been said and what was not said, especially if somebody else on your team, a customer service reps, communicates with them. You want to see what your customer service rep said to them so that you can either fix a problem before it happens or fix a problem after it's already happened. You do what's called service recovery so that you don't lose that customer. So being able to see the communications that took place is helpful in troubleshooting how to fix up any kind of problems that comes up and how to better serve the client. Protocol number 2, automate your tasks. So if you have repetitive tasks, you want to be able to automate those, like emails. So like when you do an indoctrination of a new client that comes into your sphere of influence, you should have like a 5-sequence email series that goes out to them day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, that onboards them with what your products and services are. And then also it will allow you to your team to be able to go out there and do other activities. If you can have this stuff automated, it gives you more freedom, more time to go out there and win business and engage with clients in closing deals, right? Be a rainmaker. Protocol number 3 is segment and target your audience. We've already covered that, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Number 4, track your interactions. We've covered that. Protocol number 5 is improve collaboration. We talked about running reports, being able to see what everybody in your team is doing. That's number 5. That's protocol number 5. So here's your 10 action steps. These are your key takeaways from this session. Number one, start by selecting a software program, a CRM software program that aligns with your business needs. And then you want to consider things that like scalability. Where are you going to grow? Like how many people do you want to bring on your team? Is that software program, if you want to have 500 people working for you, can this system support 500 people working for you? That's what we mean by scalability. Customization options. So maybe you have a CRM system that also gives you websites. So can the people that are working for you customize those web pages? That's an important thing to check out. And then integration. Can your CRM system integrate with whatever your pipeline is, your sales funnel, so they can pull that information from the sales funnel into your reports so that you can see how many people bought X product or Y product or Z product. So integration, like maybe you want to integrate with Zapier so that you can do automated drip mail campaign, things like that. You want to see if those capabilities are there. Number two, ensure that all your customer data is accurately entered and organized within your CRM system. Otherwise, you're not using it effectively. So you want to make sure that you update and clean your database so that all the information that you have is accurate. That would be phone numbers for clients, email addresses for clients. If clients are not engaging with your content, you want to remove them. I would send them an email saying, hey, listen, we noticed that you haven't been active with the content that we've been sending you, or like, let's say our monthly newsletter, weekly newsletter, whatever that be. If they're not communicating with you or checking, opening up the box and then following through, then send them a notification that you're going to take them off your list, because it actually hurts you to send out emails that are not being opened up. So that's what we mean by cleaning out your system. Number three, you want to automate routine tasks. Like I've said, you can do so things like follow-up emails after they bought your system. That would be very helpful. Appointment reminders. If you're doing one-on-one or small group coaching, or you have an online course that you're doing on, let's say, Tuesdays and Thursdays, for instance, you want to have these appointment reminders automatically sent to the people who sign up, so that you don't have to manually do that. So this saves you time. And then lead scoring is some CRM systems have lead scoring, and that basically it's gauging how many times they're interacting with your content. So let's say for real estate, right? Because in the real estate business, you can have a CRM system that if you send out property listings that you signed them up for, you can see when they open up that email with the properties listings of the week that you sent them. It could be on a daily basis, weekly basis. It depends on how you set it up in your MLS. But if they're opening those, you can see how many times they're opening. And if they're frequently opening and checking out the properties, then their scale, the number that they get rated, can move up to a 10, which means they're super hot and ready to rock and roll. That's when you want to pick up the phone and call them and see if you can like take them out to go see a property. So the scoring is really valuable as well. Number four, you want to like I said earlier in the beginning, you want to segment your customers. You can do segmentation based on demographics and psychographics so that you can have a better conversation with the clients when you're doing your marketing. This is really beneficial when you're targeting, let's say 13 different client avatars, which we've talked about in a previous episode. And I have to make it, Sebastian, we have to pay attention to when we're giving new content that connects to older content that we've created, so that we can mention it in the show notes so they can go back and listen to that episode. Because like, for instance, Amy Porterfield does that, and I love that she references back to that content. So we do have content that we created on segmentation of your different avatars, client avatars. So you might want to go look at that so you can see how you can use it here. Action step number 5, you want to personalize your communication. So when you're sending out special offers, you wouldn't want to send out a special offer to the Entrefluential Life if your target audience is Coleman Tanner Realty, or send Coleman Tanner Realty content stuff to your law clients, for instance. I'm giving you examples from my own personal life, but you want to make sure that you're sending the right information to the right audience, and so and speaking in the language that they want to be spoken to, and that's where you pull your client avatars and the ideal client avatar profile so that you can speak their language. All right, number 6, you want to monitor your customer interactions. That means phone calls, emails, social media. All of these things should be monitored to your CRM system. Analyze your data. So if you're not using Google Analytics, then or some type of third-party analytics, you want to start using those analytics so that you can see how customers are engaging with your content, and do more of the things that resonate with people and take off the stuff that doesn't resonate with people. So data analytics helps you do that. See what's working, what doesn't work. Number 8, integrate with other tools. Again, we've already talked about that. We said like Zapier, for instance. You want to see if you can set up your CRM to work with your email platform, e-commerce like Shopify, for instance. If you're selling products, or PayPal, you could do systems like utilize systems like that. Customer support, like if you have customer support overseas, you want to make sure that they can tap into your CRM system from wherever they are, so that you can have them do the tasks that you need them to do in whatever capacity they're serving. So they could be doing onboarding, they could be doing troubleshooting, tech support, that kind of stuff. You want to make sure that they're able to engage with those things and with your intranet or what have you, maybe VPN, in order to facilitate those tasks using your CRM system. And the big idea should be all of these things, all the integrations are to streamline your workflow so that you can be less hands-on, right? And have the computer system do these things for you. Let technology run the clients through your processes. That way you can have like a 4-hour work week, like Tim Ferriss wrote. Number 9, you want to train your team on how to use the software. So as a business owner, it's your duty to learn how it works first, and then to convey that information or make an appointment for the person who's training you from the software provider to train your team at a time that's convenient for everybody, like during your month. Let's say you have a Monday morning meeting. That would be a good time for everybody to go through the software training to make sure that they're using it effectively. And then number 10, your last action step is to measure your ROI, which means return on investment. You want to make sure that if you can quantify how the CRM system is saving you money, that's a really cool thing to do. Because if you can track, and another thing is to track is the customer lifetime value. So like, are you one and done, or are you tracking this customer and how many sales you're making over their lifetime of doing business with you? The higher the average lifetime value, even though your initial entry point sales might be low or even may cost you money, if your average lifetime value is high, then it's worth the cost of spending money to get them inside of your sales ladder, your sales funnel and sales ladder, because you're going to benefit in the long run. So think about your average customer lifetime value, and then what are your conversion rates? If you can track your conversion rates, that will help you see if you're where you need to improve on your closing strategies. Because if you're only closing 1 out of every 4 customers, you're not doing it right. Or you're the people in your pipeline, you want to make sure they're closing at a high level. So this helps you track that too. And that is it, my friends. That is the conclusion of the CRM system. And next week, we'll talk about using social media platforms and how that can be a beneficial use for your business. All right, I'm pulling you back, Sebastian. Are you with me, buddy?
There we go.
There you go. All right.
I'm not sure what happened. I had lost connection at some point, but I was following on. I loved it. I really enjoyed it a lot.
Oh, you know why? Because when I went to main screen and pulled it up on the big picture, it took you off of the screen. That's what happened. But we're here.
Okay.
We're back in business.
All right. That's right. Well, that was a great episode. I enjoyed it. I had fun. I loved the Batman workout. I loved the mental tip. I loved what we had for the spiritual tip of the day and the business tip, the Entrefluential. I think it was great. It's always fun. I always have a great time.
Me too. And we're providing value, man, in so many different ways. We're totally holistic. We're providing physical, mental, and spiritual wellness advice and business building tips.
Absolutely.
Covering all this. The only thing we don't do is provide dessert.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe one day.
Yeah, right?
We have live seminars.
Technology's not with us yet on that one, but we'll figure it out.
Oh, man. But, yeah, that was great.
All right. Well, any parting thoughts, any parting words before we go?
No, nothing that comes to mind. I think it was good. Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you something, because we haven't even freaking talked all day. right? Like we have not talked all day. Like I
Yeah.
just literally texted you and said, "Hey, are you able to make it tonight?" And you're like, "Yeah, yeah, I forgot, but I'm good, right?"
That's
Right?
right. It
Yeah.
was a long day.
So it must have been a long day. So last night, I didn't tell you this. Last night I went to a Toastmasters class for the first time.
Oh, wow. How was that?
It was awesome, man. It was over at the Pablo Beach Library on Beach Boulevard, heading towards the ocean. And
Nice.
the people that were there were amazing. And I went with two of my neighbors here at Esplanade. I went with Amanda Andrade, and I went with, and then Abigail, this girl, this woman who she's a flight
Cool.
attendant named Abigail. So the three of us went together. It was the first time that we all went, so we didn't know anybody there, and all three of us had to speak a couple different times last night. And so
Oh, wow.
yeah, I had to do this impromptu speech, which I had to talk about a pet peeve, and I rambled through it so fast that I was done in 37 seconds. They timed me. And so I was disqualified
Wow.
because I didn't do my speech long enough. I didn't know how long I was supposed to talk.
No.
So
Oh,
like
no.
I got disqualified. Even though like I think my presentation was pretty good, I got disqualified. So it's a great
Aw.
learning experience because I hope to one day speak on a big stage for a huge audience and then be able to say, it wasn't always this way. My first Toastmasters, I
Exactly.
got disqualified.
Oh, man. We'll see how the next one goes.
Oh yeah, it was fun, man. They were laughing. They like really enjoyed the delivery, but I just didn't do it. I was rushing, man. You know how it is when you get nervous, you talk faster
Yeah, exactly. When you feel the pressure.
or you talk slower. It's one or the other. You know,
Yup, that's
like I
right.
just said, that's a filler. I'm not supposed to do that. This class makes you Toastmasters makes you aware of when you go, you know, like these are bad words that we use. They're bad words in communication because they're not supposed to be there. They're disruptive to the flow of conversation.
When you have the pressure of not being able to use those fillers in the sentences, when you make your mind aware of it, that's when it makes it a lot harder to be able to communicate effectively without having stress in that period of your speech. So I think
Yeah,
like
but it's
you did
great.
it the first time, now boom, you already have the experience, you already know what it feels like. So when you go to the next time, you're ready, you're prepared.
I'll be honest with you, Sebastian. When I first learned about speech communication, I was probably like 21, 22 years old at Miami Dade College.
Wow.
And I'll be 50 this year. So like that's perspective. That's like 30 years ago. I learned about not using like, you know, and I'm still doing it, even though I know and I've had tons of experience speaking in front of classrooms as a teacher. Like I still do it. I just did it again right now. I just said like it's
It's
our
hard
default.
not to.
It's
It's
our
hard not
go-to.
to do
Yeah.
it.
And
Yep. It's
but
yep.
the more speaking engagements you do, the more cognizant you become of it, which is a great skill for focus and being present in the moment.
Exactly. And the more that you think about it, just even in the day-to-day conversations,
Yeah.
similar to the one that we're having right now over the podcast,
Yep.
I'm currently working on that. So I haven't said like and stuff, but I think earlier I might have said it a couple times. So once you make yourself aware of it, but take the pressure off of yourself at the same time. If I do
Exactly.
mess up and say that, I really don't care. You
Yeah.
know, it
Just laugh
does
about
not
it.
affect
Just
me in
laugh
any
it
way.
off.
Exactly. When you have that mindset, it makes it easier. So
It's fun.
I before, huh?
You have to gamify it. You have to make it fun.
Exactly, exactly. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now as I'm speaking. And so when you make it like that, when you take that pressure off,
Mm-hmm.
you don't make the mistake as much because you're not so stressed out, you're not so worried that you're going to. And I feel like
Exactly.
before when I would focus so hard on not saying like, not saying or whatever when I'm speaking, it's definitely
Stressful.
I feel like it's harder. It's more stressful. It's kind of hard because then I just did it again. I just said like I said blah, 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 blah. So you know
I love
it's
that. La, 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 blah, 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 blah.
yeah.
It's like I'm
Oh
just gonna
my
erase
gosh.
it when you say la la la
Exactly.
la blah blah. It's like you're doing a verbal erase of what you did, right?
Exactly.
It's kind of a
Yep.
way of looking at it. I just said shame on me.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's fun catching yourself on these things, though. All right,
It's
buddy. So
definitely
I guess
fun.
we're
You
gonna
can
go ahead
catch
and
it a
wrap
lot.
up. You're still with me, right?
Yeah, I'm still with you.
Okay. So let's go ahead and wrap up because we are already at over the hour.
Yep.
And man, it's been fun hanging out with you, Sebastian. Hey, listen, if you can check out a Toastmasters up in Boston, I highly recommend it. Listen, at the end of the session, they gave ribbons. You remember the ribbons that you would get in elementary school?
I remember. I do remember.
They had ribbons for different things, like the best speech, the best impromptu table talk speech. There's like three or
That's
four different
cool.
ribbons that gave out, and they took pictures of everybody standing in the front of the room, and they applaud. It's so positive. It's such a great environment. I highly recommend that if you have any intention of doing seminars, webinars, or speaking on stage, go to a Toastmasters class because it will help train you to be a better speaker for those things. For online course creation, you should go take a Toastmasters class. It'll help you with being a good course creator.
Yeah, absolutely. I gotta check that out.
Dude, you're going to freaking love it. And you network with people. I met 10 or 15 people last night. They were amazing people. Great
That's
conversation.
awesome.
Man. Great
Great.
topics. It was amazing, Sebastian. You would
That's
have loved it.
awesome.
You would.
Yeah,
So
I gotta
go
check that
find one
out.
over there.
Yeah. I'll see
All
what
right.
they have.
All right. Let's wrap it up. I hear you zipping up. You're zipping up something over there in the background. Let's zip up the
Yeah.
show.
Yep.
Well,
All right.
so you want to go ahead and close us out?
Yeah, sure. Thank you everybody for tuning in, whether you see us or you hear us today, tomorrow, the next day, so on and so forth, whenever you see this episode or hear it. Thank you everybody that was able to tune in. We appreciate you guys staying in tune with us, and we really love that you guys enjoy the content, and it means a lot to us. So thank you for everybody that constantly views it, like Greta, Carmen, Grandma, Grandpa.
Oh, Sebastian. We just lost Sebastian. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. Let's see if we can get him back. Are you there?
Okay,
Hey.
I'm back.
You're back.
All right. So yeah, as I was saying, just showing my appreciation, our appreciation for everybody that always is tuning into our content. We appreciate it a lot, and we hope to be teaching some other people in the near future how to do the same thing. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the show for us today. God bless you guys. We love you all, and we'll see you on the next time. And go out there and amplify your message. All right. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Great ending, Sebastian. Love you, buddy.
Thank you. Love you too. God bless you.
God bless
Talk to you in a little bit.
Bye. Bye. Bye, you
Bye.
guys.
Bye, you guys. Bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye. Bye.